Hi everyone. So I feel like everyone has been feeling this surge of just like rage. I think who isn't crashing out right now is the question I can ask. Who isn't crashing out right now? Because the whole month of September honestly was, August I feel like was challenging. September, one of the toughest months I feel like I've ever experienced. But this year has been, I think, the toughest year I've experienced. And because if you're into numerology, you know we're in a 9 year, you know that September was a 9 month. And so the energy of September mirrors the energy of 2025 in its entirety. So I was not surprised that this month went the way it did. And I titled this video, Lighten Up, because even though everything feels so heavy right now, I feel like we have to lighten up. And I know if you were feeling like just having the worst day ever, right? And someone walked up to you and was like, "Dude, lighten up. Like, what's wrong with you?" That would piss you off, right? But hear me out. It is because things are feeling so heavy that I feel like we can't be so. I have to take a lot of deep breaths. We can't be so weighted by the things that we're experiencing in our personal reality, and then experiencing the things that we are experiencing as a collective in the collective consciousness. Because I feel like our personal lives are like, everything we're going through is amplified right now, right? And so everything that we're experiencing, like everything the collective is experiencing, like is amplified too, because we're at this critical point in humanity. We're in pole shift season. We're hitting solar maximum. Like everything that could possibly pop off is popping off right now, because that's the way it is. But the thing is that I have to constantly remind myself is that I incarnated into these times to experience exactly what I'm experiencing right now, because I'm a spiritual warrior. We're spiritual warriors out here in these spiritual streets. Like, it may feel like like we're we're like this close to being defeated sometimes. But people say God never gives you more than you can handle. I feel like like we are safe, we are loved, we are protected. That is a mantra that I've taught my daughter. And we say it in the mirror, or I say it to her as well, like when she's really having a hard time moving through her feelings. She is almost 3. And I'm so inspired by that mantra that I even created a card, an altar card, that really helps me ground. That it's on an altar that I have outside. It's my Mama Earth altar. We are safe, we are loved, and we are protected. And often it doesn't feel like that, right? It feels like we've just been dropped down here with no guidance, no support. But like when we get into those guilt, fear, shame, doubt emotions, that's when all that shit disappears. Like we feel like we have no support, or because we are not receiving a support that we feel we require through in other people and other humans. We are feeling like that lack, when we have to continuously find ways to remember how to connect with the earth. She is always here for us, with our ancestors who are always here for us, who are our eyes to see throughout space and time in many different dimensions. Like they have like owl vision. They can see things that we cannot see. They're protecting us all the time. Everyone who is on our spirit teams, like we have the beautiful privilege and ability to connect to otherworldly, supernatural things so that we feel that we are safe, loved, and protected. Because oftentimes the 3D will not, like, the things that are happening in the 3D, I'm reminding myself a lot right now, like, so many reminders, right? But I have to, or, you know, I feel like I'm going to go crazy if I don't have these constant reminders to bring me back down to earth and help me lighten up. All of these things that I'm talking about right now are, you know, things that will help you free yourself of all of that stuff and be light. We have help. We have support all around us. No matter if there's absolutely like 0 humans in your life right now, you are so deeply loved and so deeply supported by so many beings, by the earth herself, by the divine mother, by source creation, period. Like, oh my God, if we really like just could walk in the knowing of how loved we actually are, like, I'm just feeling that right now, and it brings me to tears, because sometimes I just feel like, especially lately, like I can't do this. I know that I can, but sometimes I'm just like, I want to give up. But I will not, because like I said, I was born for these times. So I am an artist and a writer, and on my Substack, I write a letter to mothers, but when I write it, I feel like I'm not just speaking to mothers, but women that are walking in their mother energy, period. Like, regardless if they have a child, if they never have a child, but who are, you know, like the archetypes. There's, you know, the maiden, the mother, the wild woman, the crone. These also reflect the 4 seasons. But you know, you're a maiden first, and then you become a mother. Even if you don't have children, we're all supposed to, you know, like, graduate, go through a rite of passage that enters us into, I just saw a moth, the mothering energy. And so my Substack is called The Mother Heart, and this letter that I write, it's around like every new moon phase. I just wrote my 2nd one. I haven't been consistent, but I'm doing my best to be consistent with it now. It's called Mother Mail, and I titled the one that I just wrote, I titled it Lighten Up, because like when I sat down to write this letter, it all just like, it came to me so fast, because I'm just feeling my own weight and the weight that women all over this planet are feeling right now, especially here in the West. And so I want to read you what I wrote. Dear mothers of Earth, lighten up, literally. In the mind, physical, and emotional body, how much weight are you carrying? In your womb, your heart? How much longer can you think yourself in circles, ending up where you began and beginning where you ended? It gets to a point where surrender is the only choice left. It gets to a point where we remember, or someone reminds us, that we don't know everything, cannot know everything. Nor do we see the orchestration of our reality happening in the hands of spirit. And it is indeed happening all around us every day. The trees are calling out to you to wrap your arms around them, heart to heart, for they are excellently capable of drawing out of you what is driving you into the lands of madness. But if your mind is racing and your feet are pacing, you are moving too fast to feel the subtlety of the language that they speak. And if you went on a walk and looked to the sky and at the earth beneath you, you may find a feather from a hawk that is watching you, that is wanting you to breathe and sit and listen. Listen to the wind that is change, that is movement, shifting everything around so there is freedom to flow. To remember and know that you, my love, are daughter of earth and sea, and it is not up to you to figure it all out. Do you know your why? Your what? Good. Let spirit take care of the how. It is up to you to be in the now. The now with the children, the animals, the plants. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow has not yet come. All we have is now, this here moment. With your bare feet on the ground, lighten up. Let all of your stresses be extracted into the arms of Mama Earth, she who holds you in her warm embrace. With your body submerged in a warm bath with magnesium and sea salt and herbs, lighten up. The water's caressing you and whispering to you her healing song, a massage to the body, mind, and spirit. No need to be a bag lady. Packing light will open you up to receive the exact guidance you need at the exact moment you need it. I edited it a little so it kind of like changed a little bit on my Substack. When I wrote that, it just flowed out so effortlessly, and I felt it like it was such a... All of these things that I write are messages for myself as well, because I am a part of this like collective consciousness of mothers, of women that I call the mother heart. And it's something that I've really like been tapping into since I was pregnant. And I feel like all women, all mothers, like when you give birth, you automatically like sink into this consciousness. Like it's kind of hard to explain, but it is deeply felt. And I feel like if you have given birth, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You just feel what other mothers are feeling so deeply, no matter like it's the whole planet of mothers. Like we are all connected. And so I'm feeling the heaviness in us all, and all of this rage that has been suppressed is coming to the surface. And I'm like, good, like we need to let all of this out. Part of this whole lightening up process is us no longer suppressing our rage. You know, the divine feminine return is not like just soft and like, oh yeah, I'm in my divine feminine, I'm in my soft era. Like, no, like rage the fuck on if you have to. You know, the divine feminine is also the dark feminine. Okay. So, and I'm feeling that so deep. Like, I don't want to stay quiet about anything anymore. Like, yeah, freeing yourself of all of that shit that has been sitting in the womb space, in the heart, that has been blocking your throat. Like, just letting yourself feel and express it all is a part of lightening up. And as I wrote in this letter, like doing things that ground you, I was like, Spirit, okay, a part of this is like really, you know, tending to the nervous system, right? How can I tend to my nervous system right now? Like, what is the best way for me to do that so that I can, you know, stay focused on my soul mission? Because I know that like I can't move forward or can spiral upward more, like, because yeah, this is not like just some straight path. And you know, the first thing I got was like, you have to ground down in order to go up. You have to be deeply rooted on this planet and be embodied in the body, embodied. And then you can like receive divine guidance on what to do. Another thing I got was like, do things that bring you joy and pleasure. Like, and if it's kind of tough to think about that, like if you're in a space where like you feel like you haven't felt joy or pleasure in a long time, just think of yourself as a child. Just sit and close your eyes and imagine all the things you loved when you were a child, because there's still things that you like love and crave deeply now. Do all of those things. Eat all of those things. listen to and watch those things, like, you will feel so just like so relaxed, so loved, and this is very healing for your inner child, who also has a lot to say, who was also most likely suppressed, um, who probably had a lot of rage, who has a lot of rage because you are still that little girl. We have to lighten up right now. We're not supposed to be carrying everything. We're not supposed to know every single thing that's going on this planet all the time. This is a practice for me every day because, yeah, I'm really in this space where, I can't let the tiniest of things bother me and make them out to be these huge monsters when they're really this little tiny, like, ladybug. I love ladybugs, but, like, things are so small, but we can make them to be humongous in our minds when that's really, not what it is. I wish you peace and joy and a lightness in the heart. I remind myself all the time, if I'm not feeling light, like as light as a feather, like if my heart was weighed on those scales, and it didn't pass that test, like, I'm like, okay, what can I do right now in this moment so I can feel as light as a feather? Because if I were to die right now, I would want my heart to be as light as a feather, okay? You are safe, you are loved, you are protected. Feel that rage. After you can express it in so many different ways too. I feel creatively is the best way. Drawing, painting, making music, dancing, sculpting, writing, all of those things are so helpful. I think I'll make a video about that as well. Creative practices to transmute, like, all of these heavy emotions that we're going through right now. But you're not alone. None of us are. And please remember that. Okay. I love you.